Hey, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Freakeasy Gaming and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I am going to be predicting the release date of the next Fallout. Now guys, I know Fallout 4 just finished being done with, and I know Fallout 4's last DLC only came out about 2 months ago, but it is never too early to predict the release date of the next Fallout game. Now guys, keep in mind, these are only predictions and speculation, so these dates aren't set in stone or anything like that. I am just basically predicting and speculating using basically stuff that Bethesda Game Studios has done in the past in the way of releasing games to make an educated guess on when the next Fallout title will arrive or the next Fallout game will arrive. Now, I have 3 predictions on when I think the next Fallout game will come out. Now, keep in mind, these 3 predictions are not exact dates. They are going to be the year I think the next Fallout game will come out. So guys, let's start with my first of my 3 predictions. And since this is my first prediction, I'm gonna make it my furthest. So, my first prediction, I think the next Fallout game will be here in 2031 or 2027. Yes, you heard me correctly, 2031 or 2027. Now, I know that sounds very, very far away, but based on how long it takes Bethesda Game Studios to release a game, and since Bethesda Game Studios has 2 projects before they even start work on the Elder Scrolls 6, that's why my release for the next Fallout game is a little far out there in 2031 or 2027. Now keep in mind, this is only one of my predictions, but we'll talk about the other ones later and they'll be a lot sooner. Now, the reason why I think the next Fallout game would come out in 2031 or 2027 is because Bethesda Game Studios usually releases a game every 3 or 4 years. In 2008, they released Fallout 3. In 2011, they released the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, a 3-year gap there. And then in 2015, they released Fallout 4, and there was a 4-year gap there. So Bethesda really releases games about every 3 or 4 years. And since Bethesda Game Studios has 3 games in the works right now, or 2 games in the work before they get to Elder Scrolls 6, it seems like we might have to wait a long time. And for those of you who do not know possibly that Bethesda Game Studios is working on 3 projects, this was announced a long time ago, and here's a little article. The news builds on a statement yesterday by Bethesda studio Todd Howard that 2 other large projects are in the work. Today, Hines elaborated and commented on the scale of Bethesda's planned undertakings, telling IGN that he, Todd Howard, said for sure that he's got 2 other projects. I'm just making sure folks don't understand. Like, that doesn't mean he's going to spit out a DLC and another DLC and we're head faking. Like, I need folks to understand that we're talking about big games like a Skyrim and a Fallout 4 and a Fallout 3, and those just don't happen. And also in this interview or article, it says this. Hines also told IGN that the studio has 2 major projects, 2 major games that they are planning on doing before they get to an Elder Scrolls 6 during February's DICE Summit. Howard said Bethesda was planning on 3 longer-term projects. It appears likely that the Elder Scrolls 6 is the 3rd of these projects, with 2 significant unannounced titles scheduled beforehand. Now you guys could kind of see why I think the next Fallout game is so far off with this first prediction. So that means Bethesda Game Studios would need to release a total of 3 games, including the Elder Scrolls 6, before they would release another Fallout game, based on kind of what they've done in the past. They've always released a Fallout game, an Elder Scrolls, and then another Fallout, and since the Elder Scrolls 6 is kind of a long way off, so would Fallout 5 be. So you figure if they have 3 major titles before they get to Fallout 5 or the next Fallout, and you count the years, it's currently 2016, but they released Fallout 4 in 2015. And if you count basically 3, 6, 9, and 10, 11, 12 years from 2015 is 2027. And that's when the next Fallout would come out. And I hope that math made sense, because you figure the first title would be 3 years away from now, then the next title 3 years away from that day, then the Elder Scrolls 6 would be 3 years away from that, and then 3 years away from that would be the next Fallout game, which would be in 2027. Now, if they release a title every 4 years, 4 years from now being 2019, when they would release the first title, and then after that in 2023, they would release the next title, and then in 2027, they would release the Elder Scrolls 6, and then in 2031 they would release the next Fallout game. So it's possible we might have to do a lot of waiting before we get the next Fallout game. However, I don't think that's gonna be the case. Now, the reason why I do not think this is the case is because a lot of YouTubers and a lot of industry insiders have been speculating and predicting that the next Bethesda Game Studios title will be released in 2017. Now, a pretty well-known industry insider known as Tidux, who has made a lot of predictions in the past or leaked information in the past, and a lot of it has turned out to be true. He has a very good track record and is a reliable source, and if he says something, I trust him. And this is what he said about the next Bethesda Game Studios title and when it's gonna be released. And this was posted on Twitter. Bethesda has a new IP in development, released late 2017, space combat and planet exploration, not playable yet, it's an action RPG. Now, this was posted in June of 2015, long before Starfield was even talked about. And for those of you that do not know what Starfield, it's basically Bethesda Game Studios, one of their titles that they have in the works, or at least it's trademarked and copyrighted by them. So this industry insider Tidux predicted basically Starfield, or what it sounds like, before we even got wind of it. That should just go to show that this guy is a pretty reliable source. And if he says the next Bethesda Game Studios title is coming out in 2017, I think it's coming out in 2017. Now, it could be coming out in 2017 because possibly Bethesda Game Studios hired some new workers. It could be because Bethesda Game Studios recently opened up another game studio in Montreal to help them work on their games. So it's possible they are able to produce games quicker and faster now. And instead of seeing a game every 3 or 4 years, we might see a game every 2 years. And if that's the case, the next title we should see, obviously 2017, and then 2019 after that. And then in 2021, we should get the Elder Scrolls 6. And then if that pattern continues, in 2023, we should get the next Fallout title. And I think that's most likely what's going to happen. Now guys, before I get into my third and final prediction, obviously I think the second prediction is what's most likely gonna happen. I think most likely we will see a Fallout in 2023 by Bethesda Game Studios if they do release a title in late 2017. However, it's possible we might see another Fallout, but not from Bethesda Game Studios, but from Obsidian Entertainment, the people who made Fallout New Vegas. And this is sort of getting into my third prediction. And what my third prediction is that we will get another Fallout in 2017, but not from Bethesda Game Studios, from Obsidian Entertainment, the same people who made Fallout New Vegas. And the reason why I think we might see another Fallout from not Bethesda Game Studios, but Obsidian Entertainment in 2017 is because there is a lot of talk about Fallout New Orleans. It has been found in a trademark system, and it is copyrighted, and a lot of YouTubers are speculating the same thing. Not that Obsidian Entertainment's going to come out with a Fallout in 2017, but the title of the game, which would be Fallout New Orleans. Now, if you guys are asking where I'm sort of getting the 2017 release date window from, it is because when Fallout 3 was released in 2008, 2 years later we got Fallout New Vegas. So I'm figuring hopefully in this case it's the same thing, and we get a Fallout in 2017 rather than having to wait till 2031, 2027, or 2023. And Fallout New Orleans doesn't sound like a title from Bethesda Game Studios, because if we look at what Bethesda Game Studios has named their Fallouts, it is Fallout 2, 3, 4. They really haven't added any words onto it, and the only people who have added words onto the Fallout game or the Fallout titles is Obsidian Entertainment, who came out with Fallout New Vegas. And I believe that Fallout New Orleans will be the next Fallout, and hopefully that will be released in 2017. And since there's a lot of talk about this Fallout New Orleans, hopefully that's going to be the next title. And hopefully we won't have to wait too long for either one. Now guys, those were just predictions and speculations. They're not set in stone, they're not confirmed or anything like that, but being really into Bethesda Game Studios games and Fallout, I think one of those 3 predictions is going to happen, or going to be the most likely scenario for the next Fallout title. Now, if you ask me what I think is most likely, I know earlier in the video I said 2023 from Bethesda Game Studios, if they release a game every 2 years from now. However, I think that's a little too long to wait for a Fallout now that I think about it. And Obsidian Entertainment did a great job with Fallout New Vegas. And since there's a lot of talk about this Fallout New Orleans, I think Fallout New Orleans is something that is definitely going to come out, whether it be from Obsidian Entertainment or Bethesda Game Studios. But I hope it's from Obsidian Entertainment, and I hope we see another Fallout in 2017 rather than having to wait years and years for Fallout 5 or the next Fallout from Bethesda Game Studios. I hope it comes out sooner from Obsidian Entertainment rather than later from Bethesda Game Studios. And that's just what I think, and those are sort of my predictions and speculation, and at the end there are a little bit of my opinion. Anyways guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, comment them down below. If you just want to say, hey, what's up, you could say, hey, what's up, and I'll say, hey, what's up back. Anyways guys, that looks like all the time I got for today. Hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. I love each and every single one of you. I hope to see you guys right back here tomorrow. And remember, stay freaky.